My favorite part of every Sunday, Josh Bell is back for another weekend talking about some pretty cool movie events happening throughout the week. And we're going to start with a biopic about an actress named Jean Seberg who actually helped finance some of these big civil rights groups in the 50s and 60s, right? And then was taken down by the FBI. Did I just summarize the entire?
You summarized it basically. I mean, it's a true story, so it's not a spoiler. Jean Seberg, who is probably best known for Jean-Luc Godard's Breathless, but was in a lot of movies in the 60s and 70s, Paint Your Wagon and Airport, kind of toward the end of her career. And this movie takes place in the later part of her career. She's played by Kristen Stewart, and it's when she was very involved and passionate about civil rights and donated a lot to the Black Panthers and other organizations, and that got the attention of the FBI. So this movie is mostly about their surveillance of her and planting stories in the press to discredit her and kind of drive her crazy in a way. She did end up committing suicide under somewhat suspicious circumstances. So it's a bit of a tragedy, but it is also about how strong she was in that this got so bad because she would not relent. And Kristen Stewart is really good in this film. It's an interesting sort of chapter of Hollywood history that maybe a lot of people don't know about. We're getting a smallish release of it here in town. It's about 5 different theaters here, maybe just for this week. Again, it always depends with these on how many people go see them. But if you're interested, especially in Hollywood history, maybe check it out.
And I feel like it's the first time we've seen Kristen Stewart back in a little while.
I mean, she's been around. She was in the Charlie's Angels movie that no one went to see.
That's true. That's true.
Justifiably so.
Yes.
But this is a more meaty role for her. I think more of the bold kind of stuff that she's better at doing.
I was going to say, I think she's better in these
she's
roles
good.
that have more substance,
She's the best part of this movie, I would say.
Okay, fair. Let's move on to Once We're Brothers, a documentary about a bunch of these classic rockers from kind of the same time period, or more the 70s, I guess?
Yeah, it's more into the 70s. It's about the band led by Robbie Robertson, who is the main member of this group who is still around. But yeah, they're hugely influential, and this movie has commentary from people like Bruce Springsteen and Martin Scorsese, who's one of the producers, and of course made the documentary The Last Waltz, which was about them. So it's maybe behind the music-ish, but for it's a bit dad rock, you know.
Okay.
So maybe take your dad, check it out. It's at Village Square. I think, you know, more sophisticated than that. Ron Howard, also a producer on it, so more cinematic, but a documentary about an incredibly important group in classic rock history.
And sometimes the music can just help carry the movie, you
know? That's true, and there's performance footage and stuff like that, and it's cool to see that kind of stuff on a big screen in a theater and get the sense of how great this band was at the height of its popularity.
Love that. Let's move on. So we always love free events, and
free
the Paseo Verde Library, yeah, exactly, hosting the Film Movement series. And there's a new Japanese film that's actually going to be shown again for free, which is great.
Yeah, Paseo Verde does this once a month. Film Movement is a distributor of independent foreign films, and they've got whatever their newest release is there this month. Each month, this is a film called Complicity. It's a Japanese film about a Chinese illegal immigrant, so about immigration in another country, but similar kind of story. Someone comes to the country, is working in a restaurant, and kind of the way that he's afraid of being found out and things like that. So a way to explore cinema from around the world. And again, it's free at Paseo Verde on March 4th at 6 p.m. And they do that every month over there.
Free $3.99 is my favorite price.
That's an excellent price.
Yes, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Frankie's local obsession, always putting this on, or Frankie's favorite
obsession, who are local.
Well, but they are local. Yeah. I'm making up names tonight. But they're putting it on this Saturday.
Yeah, I think we end up talking about it almost every month. But it's always great to promote, because not only is it a cult classic film that you can go see, but is essentially a local theater troupe performing the entire movie as a shadow cast. It's got audience participation, and this is a thing that's been going on for decades. But if you like immersive theater, maybe check out Rocky Horror. That is every month at Tropicana Cinemas. It's this coming week, March 7th at 10 p.m. And they've also got kind of a Mardi Gras celebration going on there, beads and dance contests. And I mean, Mardi Gras and Rocky Horror, I feel like go together. So a lot of merriment at Rocky Horror this month.
Merriment. I like that's a good way to describe it.
Yes.
Galaxy Theater's Flashback Cinema presenting Goodfellas, something that I have not seen before, but I know.
It is a
so many of these
classic. Well, there's
classics.
always something. There's plenty that I haven't seen either, although I have
Yes.
seen Goodfellas. And if people watch The Irishman, which of course was a huge sensation recently, and want to see more Martin Scorsese gangster drama, better in my personal opinion, you can check out Goodfellas. It is a classic from 1990 with Ray Liotta and Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, who of course were both in The Irishman. And check it out on a big screen, which is always the best way to see a movie. That's at all three Galaxies on March 8th and 11th. And they do that stuff every month or every week at Galaxy. And this is certainly one of the better choices to go check out there. Yeah, Scorsese gangster movie. I don't know what else to say about it.
Hey, that sums it up.
Brilliant
Isn't there
stuff.
like a favorite quote from Goodfellas?
I mean,
Isn't
there are
like
many quotes from
Okay.
Goodfellas. I mean, it starts with that, as far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster, which is one of the classic movie openings from Ray Liotta in the narration, and just draws you in immediately.
Josh, you're my favorite gangster. Yeah, right. You're the gangster
I'm
of
so not a
Sunday nights.
gangster, but thank you anyway. I'll take it.
Sunday nights in the Cup with Josh Bell. Thank you so much for joining us as always.
Thanks for having me.
All right, more news and weather up after the break.